that he was harassing her, he ends up getting fatally in Baltimore, where they're both from. And then recently on a live, Chrisean was like, you know, I told him when he was to me that he was gonna die, and he ended up dying. So that's
what you're about to hear makes the Kardashians look like peaceful librarians on a meditation retreat. Because the moment this fake DNA test hit the internet, the entire hip-hop universe stood up like they accidentally sat on a thumbtack. And right in the middle of this insanity, Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and the Zeus CEO playing puppet master like he's auditioning for a villain role in Power Book 25, The DNA Deception. This wasn't just a leak. This was a digital nuclear bomb wrapped in drama, sprinkled with chaos, and hand-delivered straight to social media like an Amazon Prime package nobody ordered. 1 minute, Chrisean is chilling. The next minute, she's trending worldwide with a headline that basically screams surprise. Someone forged your kid's DNA test for clout. And if that wasn't unhinged enough, Blueface started panicking so hard you'd think someone unplugged his PlayStation mid-dash game that the Zeus CEO didn't just leak a document. He unleashed a storyline so toxic it could power a Marvel villain origin. Fans are confused. Celebrities are laughing. Enemies are celebrating. And the internet is eating popcorn like it's a season finale of a show that never ends. And trust me, it only gets crazier from here. Drama in the Chrisean Blueface universe doesn't just happen. It doesn't knock politely. It doesn't send a text first. It kicks the door off the hinges, flips the furniture, steals the Wi-Fi password, and starts eating food out the fridge like it pays half the rent. And that is exactly the energy surrounding the moment the Zeus CEO decided to play mad scientist with the world's most chaotic celebrity parents. 1 minute, the internet was minding its business. The next, a fake DNA test was flying through social media like a bat out of hell. Nobody was prepared. Not Chrisean. Not Blueface. Not even the trolls who usually live for this kind of mess. To really understand how wild this situation is, you have to know the ecosystem these people live in. Chrisean and Blueface are basically the Tom and Jerry of modern pop culture, always fighting, always dramatic, always trending, always confusing, and somehow still entertaining enough to keep everyone watching even when they swear they're sick of the show. Zeus Network knows this. Zeus thrives on this. Zeus depends on this energy like a plant needs sunlight. So when the CEO decided to drop a digital Molotov cocktail disguised as breaking news, he knew exactly what he was doing. Or maybe he didn't, because the fake DNA test he leaked looked like someone printed it at a gas station using Minecraft graphics. The moment that bogus document hit the internet, fans screamed. Not from shock, but from laughter. The font looked like something typed on a kindergarten computer class project. The doctor's signature resembled the scribbles of a toddler trying to draw a snake. And the dates? Oh, the dates? They were so off that people started questioning if the test was done in a parallel universe with different time zones. It was the kind of fake that wasn't even fake in a convincing way. It was fake in a bro, you didn't even try way. But even a terrible forgery can set the internet ablaze if it involves Chrisean Rock. The screenshot spread like wildfire. TikTok creators started filming reaction videos before the ink on the fake PDF even dried. Twitter detectives put on their imaginary lab coats and began analyzing the document like they were working at the FBI's top-secret DNA lab. Instagram blogs went into overdrive, posting breaking news banners that looked more dramatic than actual political scandals. The entire ecosystem exploded on impact. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock was somewhere minding her business, probably scrolling her phone like a normal human being, when suddenly she saw her name trending for the 999th time this month. Except this time, it wasn't just drama, it was disrespect. Someone forged a medical document involving her baby. And not just forged it, but broadcasted it to millions. The level of disrespect was so astronomical that even NASA would struggle to measure it. And as expected, Chrisean snapped. Not the cute kind of snapping where someone sends a passive-aggressive tweet. No, she snapped like a rubber band stretched since 2022, finally reaching its limit. The internet watched in real time as she went off. She called out the lies. She dragged the network. She demanded answers. Her tone carried the kind of fury only a fed-up mother can unleash, mixed with the kind of chaos only Chrisean can deliver. And while she was busy lighting the digital world on fire, Blueface was spiraling in his own corner of the internet. You would have thought someone unplugged his console mid-2K game with how panicked he looked. His reactions were so frantic that fans started making memes within minutes. One meme compared him to SpongeBob trying to remember his name. Another showed him sweating like someone forced him to read a book. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. Why did the Zeus CEO drop this fake DNA test? For what reason? For what benefit? What twisted, late-night burst of delusion convinced him that this was a good idea? Well, the theories started rolling in. Some said he was bored. Some thought he wanted to boost subscriptions. Some believed he was trying to ruin his rivalry with Chrisean by hitting below the belt, way below the belt. Others joked he opened Photoshop at 3 a.m., whispered "Let chaos rise," and pressed save. The internet honestly had more theories than a true crime podcast. But no matter the motive, one thing was clear. The leak caused immediate fallout. Blogs started spinning narratives faster than a DJ on Red Bull. Reaction channels posted videos titled "The DNA Test They Don't Want You to See" and "The Truth About Baby Jr." It became a feeding frenzy. People who couldn't even spell DNA were suddenly experts on the subject. Fans were zooming in, pointing out errors, analyzing pixels like they were decoding the Da Vinci Code. Then came the celebrities. Oh yes, because no good scandal stays celebrity-free for long. Influencers and rappers chimed in with laughing emojis, cryptic posts, messy commentary, and the classic "y'all wild" tweets. One influencer even said the DNA test looked like it was printed on a cereal box. Another joked the doctor's signature looked like someone sneezed on the paper. Even people who had never spoken on the Chrisean Blueface saga before were suddenly acting like they had backstage passes to the drama. But while the internet laughed, the truth was darker. This wasn't just messy entertainment. This involved a real child, a real family, real emotions, real consequences. And the Zeus CEO crossed a line that even the messiest social media personalities tend to avoid. Babies are off limits. DNA tests are sacred. There's a reason Maury Povich retired, because even he knew the world couldn't keep up with this level of chaos forever. The tension grew thicker. The timeline got more toxic. The leak kept spreading. The fake test became a meme, a debate, a conspiracy theory, and a weapon all at once. It felt like watching a reality show, but without commercial breaks, without producers to calm everyone down, without rules. Just raw, unfiltered chaos ripping through the internet like a tornado wearing Timberlands. And as the storm grew, Blueface and Chrisean's worlds crashed harder than ever. Their relationship, already fragile like dollar store glass, took another hit. People took sides. Fans argued. Comment sections turned into digital war zones with insults flying around like confetti at a toxic parade. The public fallout was brutal, and everyone knew this was only the beginning, because when a fake DNA test hits the internet, the real drama hasn't even started yet. If you thought the fake DNA test leak was the peak of insanity, buckle your seatbelt, because the internet took this situation, stuffed it with gasoline, and set it on fire like a fast and furious stunt scene. Within hours, the story evolved from DNA test leak to full-on digital warfare. Twitter turned into the Hunger Games, TikTok turned into a courtroom. Instagram turned into a gossip battlefield where every meme was a weapon and every comment section was a crime scene. The memes alone deserve an award. One meme showed the Zeus CEO dressed like Dr. Evil pressing a red button labeled "Star Drama." Another had him photoshopped onto Maury Povich's body yelling, "You are not the father." Allegedly, someone even edited Blueface's face onto a character from SpongeBob holding a paper that said "fake news" with tears in his eyes. Social media didn't hold back. They saw the chaos and said, "Let's make it worse." This wasn't just trending, it was trending in different countries. Even people who didn't know who Chrisean or Blueface were suddenly invested like they were binge-watching a series titled "Who's the Daddy?" Season 4. That's how explosive the situation got. It wasn't gossip anymore, it was global entertainment, free, unfiltered, and delivered straight to every phone in existence. The Zeus CEO finally responded, but instead of calming the storm, he added a hurricane. His vague posts, cryptic emojis, and half-baked explanations only made things worse. Fans started theorizing he leaked the test to boost subscriptions for a new Zeus show. Some said he was jealous of Chrisean's growing fame. Others joked he wanted to star in his own messy spin-off titled Zeus CEO, The Menace. Whatever the reason, his reactions were shady enough to make people squint at their screens like they were reading ancient scrolls. Meanwhile, celebrities kept jumping into the conversation like it was a group project they didn't want to be excluded from. One rapper tweeted, "Ain't no way that paperwork real." Another wrote, "Zeus wilding again." A reality TV star joked that the DNA test looked like it was photocopied at a gas station next to the Slim Jims. Even comedians joined the chaos, with one saying, "The test is so fake it probably has its own OnlyFans." But the biggest shock came when fans started comparing the fiasco to famous scandals from the past. Some said it made the Tristan Thompson cheating situation look like a friendly misunderstanding. Others claimed it was messier than the time Nicki Minaj and Cardi B almost fought at the Met Gala. A few even said this drama was more chaotic than the entire TLC channel combined. And honestly, they weren't exaggerating. Chrisean, watching all of this unfold, didn't back down. She doubled down. She tripled down. She unleashed energy so intense it made Marvel villains look underprepared. Her clapbacks were sharp, emotional, and furious. She called out every lie. She demanded the truth. She exposed details. She refused to be played like a pawn. Fans rallied behind her with hashtags like #StopPlayingWithChrisEan and #ProtectJR. The support grew so loud you could practically hear it echo through every corner of the internet. Blueface, on the other hand, spiraled deeper. His live streams became chaotic therapy sessions where he talked in circles, contradicted himself, and stared at the camera with the energy of a man desperately trying to understand what was happening. At one point he looked so stressed that fans commented, "Blink twice if you need help." Another said, "Did Zeus kidnap your Wi-Fi too?" His reactions became iconic, spawning more memes than a Super Bowl halftime show. Even people who previously disliked Chrisean started switching sides. Because no matter how messy her past with Blueface was, nobody deserved a fake DNA test leak. That crossed a line that even the internet's biggest haters couldn't ignore. It became a moral issue, a respect issue, a humanity issue. Even the trolls paused and said, "Hold on now. That's too far." Then came the conspiracy theories, oh yes, because no internet drama is complete without people crafting entire cinematic universes out of thin air. Some fans claimed Blueface knew about the leak. Others insisted the CEO had a hidden agenda. A few suggested the leak was meant to distract from another Zeus scandal. One person even joked that the fake test was created by ChatGPT using Comic Sans font. It was ridiculous, hilarious, and strangely believable all at the same time. And while all of this unfolded, Baby Jr. unknowingly became the most talked about infant on social media. People were defending him with passion you'd expect during a presidential debate. "Don't play with that baby" became the unofficial slogan of Twitter. Entire threads erupted with people analyzing Jr.'s photos, side profiles, expressions, and even the shape of his pinky toe. They were comparing Blueface and Chrisean's baby pictures like detectives analyzing fingerprints. It was madness. What made everything worse was the speed at which misinformation spread. People shared cropped screenshots, misleading captions, edited videos, and straight-up lies. It felt like the internet collectively decided accuracy was optional. If something sounded spicy, it got posted. If it sounded unbelievable, people believed it anyway. Drama became the new truth, and the truth barely stood a chance. The Zeus CEO's silence didn't help. Every hour he refused to explain made him look guiltier. Influencers made countdown timers title time since Zeus CEO lead on that baby. TikTokers stitched the fake DNA test with clown music. Twitter users Photoshop him onto a court bench. It became cultural comedy. But beneath the laughter, anger simmered. Because leaking a and Y child's medical records, real or fake, is beyond messy. It's dangerous. It's immoral. It's invasive. And in this case, it was done intentionally. The public outrage grew loud enough to become digital thunder. People wanted accountability. They demanded apologies. Some wanted lawsuits. Others wanted the CEO removed from Zeus entirely. The pressure built with the force of a volcanic eruption waiting to explode. As the intensity reached its peak, Chrisean supporters rallied harder than ever. They created threads defending her motherhood, reminding everyone of her struggles, her growth, and her resilience. Even people who weren't fans couldn't deny she was wronged. It united the internet in a strange, unexpected way, a rare moment where everyone agreed on something, and just when people thought the drama couldn't escalate further. Another twist simmered under the surface. Whispers began spreading. Screenshots circulated. Receipts brewed. The fallout hadn't peaked yet, because behind the scenes, the real consequences were just beginning. When the dust finally started to settle just a tiny bit, the internet looked around like a neighborhood after a tornado, trying to understand what the hell just happened. And the answer was simple. Chaos happened. Manufactured chaos. Premium chaos. Zeus quality, subscription-based, drama with no refunds chaos. But beneath the memes, the laughter, the screaming, and the virtual fistfights in the comment sections, something real began to emerge. Consequences, the kind you can't crop out or unfollow away. Chrisean rock. Usually loud, fiery, and unapologetically chaotic in her own right, suddenly found the world supporting her with a loyalty usually reserved for pop stars or Marvel's superheroes. The moment people realized the DNA test was fake, deliberately fake, the sympathy for her skyrocketed. The narrative shifted. Instead of Chrisean versus Blueface, it became Chrisean versus a system that tried to destroy her. And once the internet picks a side, it rides that wave with Olympic-level commitment. Public opinion flipped so hard it could have broken its own spine. Overnight, Chrisean transformed from a controversial figure into a warrior mother who'd been betrayed by a corporate villain. Fans posted videos analyzing her reactions. Influencers defended her. Even people who swore they'd never take her side were suddenly saying, okay, nah, they did her dirty. The love was loud, relentless, and emotional. She had momentum. She had the sympathy vote. She had the internet's heart in a chokehold. Blueface, meanwhile, wasn't so lucky. His panic had turned him into a meme, and memes have no mercy. His reactions were replayed, slowed down, zoomed in, and dissected like ancient artifacts. People questioned why he didn't defend Chrisean immediately, why he didn't condemn the leak sooner, why he reacted like a man who opened a surprise bill instead of a father protecting his child. His reputation already rocky took another punch straight to the jaw. The Zeus CEO's reputation. Oh, that thing got demolished, vaporized, sent to the shadow realm. The internet went from joking about him to dragging him with the type of fury reserved for villains who mess with kids. People demanded his resignation. Bloggers wrote think pieces titled, "Zeus Network Must Be Stopped." Fans accused him of exploiting black women for profit. And the conversation grew heavier, deeper, and angrier. This wasn't just drama anymore, it became a cultural critique. Even Zeus subscribers started talking about canceling their memberships. Some sarcastically said, if this is the new Maury show. At least Maury used real paperwork. Others joked their subscription should come with a disclaimer that reads, "Warning, may cause brain cells to melt." The backlash was so intense that even the network's unrelated shows started getting dragged into the conversation for absolutely no reason. People were angry at everything with a Zeus logo on it. Legal consequences became the next looming cloud in the sky. Not officially, but the internet was buzzing with legal predictions like they suddenly passed the bar exam. Fans speculated Chrisean could sue. Some said Blueface could sue too. Others argued Zeus could face privacy violation lawsuits even if the test was fake. Law TikTok went crazy. People quoted statutes they clearly Googled 10 seconds before recording. But one thing was clear across the board. This wasn't going away quietly. Inside the Chrisean Blueface world, things got even more complicated. Their already fragile relationship was put under a microscope brighter than the sun. The leak pulled out old wounds, old issues, old arguments. Tension resurfaced like something bubbling underwater. Chrisean felt betrayed. Blueface felt overwhelmed. And the world felt entertained like they were streaming a new season of their favorite toxic saga. But for the two of them, this wasn't a show. This was real life, real pain, real consequences. Every post they made now carried extra weight. Every tweet was analyzed. Every emoji was turned into a clue. Fans dissected their tone like literary professors breaking down Shakespeare. It was exhausting, unhinged, and addicting to watch. The chaos didn't fade, it evolved. It grew fangs. But the biggest consequence wasn't emotional or social, it was psychological. This scandal made Chrisean realize just how far people were willing to go to weaponize her motherhood, her child, and her identity. It hit her deeper than any public beef ever could. She wasn't angry, she was hurt, betrayed, and pushed to a breaking point. And when someone reaches that level of clarity, something shifts. The world saw that shift happening in real time. Her supporters encouraged her to secure her peace, protect her son, and cut ties with messy energy. They told her to rise above. But the internet being the internet, they also encouraged her to drag everyone involved one more time for entertainment purposes. Some fans even joked she should write a diss track titled DNA Don't Add Up. Honestly, with her energy, it could go platinum. On Zeus's side, internal whispers began circulating. Not publicly, but behind closed doors, people speculated that the CEO miscalculated this one badly. If the leak was meant to boost ratings, it backfired. If it was meant to stir drama, it stirred more hatred than views. For drama, it stirred more hatred than views. If it was meant to control the narrative, it did the exact opposite. The network suddenly found itself under scrutiny from people who weren't even viewers. Journalists, activists, lawyers, parents, everyone had an opinion, and none of them were good. What made the situation even more surreal was how fast the tables turned. One minute the internet laughed at the fake document. The next minute it united against the injustice. People love drama, but they also love justice. And when those two collide, you get a storm with no brakes. But the conversation didn't end with anger. It shifted to curiosity. People wanted to know what would happen next. Would Chrisean take legal action? Would Blueface step up and defend her properly? Would Zeus make a statement or quietly sweep the mess under the rug? Would the CEO double down or disappear for a while? Everyone had predictions, and none of them were peaceful. The saga left a permanent mark. It changed public perception. It fractured relationships. It exposed motives. It pulled masks off. And most importantly, it proved one thing everyone already knew. The Chrisean Blueface story is nowhere near over. The fake DNA test wasn't an ending, it was a beginning, a spark. A new season of chaos waiting to unfold. Because in this universe, drama doesn't die, it mutates. And from the way things look now, another explosion is on the horizon. The internet can feel it. Fans can sense it. Even the celebrities whispering behind the scenes know. This story isn't finished. Not by a long shot. And if you made it this far, congratulations, you officially survived another episode in the never-ending cinematic universe known as Chrisean Rock and Blueface. Honestly, you deserve an award just for keeping up, because this plotline has more twists than a telenovela and more jump scares than a low-budget Netflix thriller. And trust me, the next chapter is already boiling behind the scenes like ramen water at 3 a.m. So before you leave, do me one favor, actually, do me three. First, smash that like button like it owes you child support. Hit it with the same energy the Zeus CEO used when he pressed upload on that fake DNA test. Second, drop a comment below and tell me exactly how you feel about this madness. Are you Team Chrisean? Team Blueface? Team everyone needs therapy immediately? I wanna hear it, uncensored. And third, subscribe, because if you don't, you're gonna miss the next explosion. And let's be honest, the drama this crew produces could power an entire city. Here on Fame Flaws, Scandals Don't Sleep, we cover everything: the lies, the leaks, the late-night meltdowns, the unexpected receipts, and the plot twists nobody saw coming except maybe your psychic cousin who charges $40 a session. Whether it's DNA disasters, celebrity betrayals, and hinged live streams, or a random rapper waking up and choosing chaos, you know we're gonna break it down with sarcasm, spice, and zero filter. So buckle up, hit that bell icon, and prepare yourself because the next headline in this saga is already loading. And something tells me it's going to be even pettier than this. This is Fame FLAWS, where the truth is messy, the drama is delicious, and the story never ends.